What is up, fellas? I am Matrix Machine, and today I have my friend Mr. Pizza here with me. And I apologize if my audio sounds very weird. My recording software decided not to work today. How are you doing, Mr. Pizza?
I am doing good. Welcome to the fellas.
Yeah, the fellas show, podcast, whatever. It's just me and my friend here just talking about video games, whatever you want to call that. What do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about Nintendo.
And what specifically about Nintendo?
Like, my current thoughts on them. I know they're successful, but I feel like something about the magic of Nintendo has fallen lately, and I want to talk about that.
Go for it.
I was a really big Nintendo fan back in the Wii U days, and I know that's the worst time to be a Nintendo fan, but there was just something so special about it. I initially wanted a Wii U for Super Mario Maker. I got it, I loved it, and then I realized everybody hates it. So then they announced the Nintendo Switch. I was excited for that too. I got it. It was a great console for a couple of years, and then the coronavirus pandemic happened. And I've waited months for Nintendo to do something, anything. They released a game I've already played. They released a game I've already played again. It's Mario's 35th anniversary. Oh, 3 games I can emulate. So I'm a bit skeptical on how they're doing.
I actually am okay with the 35th anniversary. I know I'm going to get it because I've never played Sunshine before. It's been a long time since I played 64, but like to have it on Nintendo hardware again, that's something that I'm looking forward to. But my experience with Nintendo goes all the way back to the Wii, and I think most of our people my age experiences with Nintendo go back to the Wii. I had a Wii. My Wii broke. Then I got an Xbox from my parents, an Xbox One. But I always loved Nintendo. I was a big Nintendo guy, and I miss Nintendo. So I wasn't really aware of really the hierarchies and the specific things with Nintendo. And I just wanted to play Nintendo. So in 2016, that's right, 2016, I bought myself a Wii U.
Oh, that's late.
Yeah. I remember playing. I loved New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and I wanted to play that again, so I got that. I got the new one, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U, or whatever it was called, and then I got Super Smash Brothers, and that was basically what I had until 2018 when I bought my Switch. And the only game I had for the Switch was Mario Kart, because Nintendo likes to make all of their games super pricey.
It's because they're all produced on cartridge and they can't really afford it physically wise, so they have to make them $60. But they also make them $60 digitally, and that is the biggest problem about it. With PlayStation, major games like Persona and God of War are $20, $30 because they know what they're doing with things because they produce with discs. But Nintendo, if those games were on Nintendo, they'd always be $60. That happened with the Mario 35th collection, and it'll happen again and again and again.
Now that Super Mario 3D World is on the Switch, there is absolutely no reason to own a Wii U. I believe every single major Wii U release, successful Wii U release, is now on Nintendo.
Wind Waker HD? Wind Waker HD?
Oh, besides Wind Waker, but Zelda's
Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Well, Xenoblade is on the Switch, and the first
Game and Wario.
Okay.
Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix.
Okay, shut up.
Amiibo Tap. NES Remix 1 and 2.
Those weren't successful.
Okay.
But Zelda's 35th is coming up, anniversary, and I bet your ass that they're going to port Wind Waker to Switch. That's a game that's I think will definitely go on Switch. And Xenoblade, isn't the Wii one getting ported to the Switch?
It did. The first Xenoblade got ported, and the second Xenoblade is only on Switch, but Xenoblade Chronicles X is only on the Wii U.
What a reason to get the Wii U.
There's still a few more. And Wii U has games that are $20 that are $60 on Switch.
Yeah, that's why when they announced that they would be porting Pikmin 3 to the Switch. They got rid of the Wii U one on the.
It's back though.
It's back.
It's back. Yes, it's back.
Is it still $20?
It's still $20.
Well, yeah, then that's a way better deal than a $60 game on the Switch.
Weirdest business decisions ever.
I still love Nintendo though. They always have a special place in my heart. But I'm also a big Xbox guy. I've never been a PlayStation guy. I own a PS1 and a PS2. That's it. I own an Xbox One. I play a couple 360 games on the one, and that's it. And I'm getting the Xbox Series X. I'll also get the next Nintendo console that comes out, but that's a given.
I have never once played an Xbox console, but I am very excited to be able to go in starting with the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, this is the first time in his entire life, besides PC, that my friend here will be playing something besides Nintendo. He will be getting an Xbox Series X this holiday.
I've never played Halo, I've never played Gears or Forza, I've never played like games like Red Dead Redemption, games that Nintendo couldn't handle. I've always dealt with 720p, 30 FPS, and I'm not gonna be dealing with that anymore. I'm gonna get to go straight to things like 120 FPS, smart delivery, games with gold, Game Pass Ultimate.
Yep. Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I've probably played through it like 3 times on the Xbox. I could play through it again in a heartbeat. I love that game so much. I can't wait for my friend here to start playing it. Just games that are cross-platform, like multi-platform releases that can't come to Nintendo because Nintendo doesn't focus on power anymore. They focus on more or less innovation. The last time a Nintendo console had the edge on power was the Super Nintendo next to the Sega Genesis, and that's going back to the 90s. That's the last time Nintendo had the most powerful console. In fact, that's the only time Nintendo has had the most powerful console. The Master System was more powerful than the NES. The PlayStation was more powerful than the 64. The Xbox and the PS2 are more powerful than the GameCube, and the Wii needs no explanation. So the only time a Nintendo console has been more powerful than its competitors was the SNES. So Nintendo isn't focused on power. They've never been focused on power. They're focused because I think that it isn't a controversial opinion to say that Nintendo has the most and the best exclusive games because they really only do exclusive games.
Nintendo will never put one of their games on another platform. Xbox will do it for Nintendo, and sometimes PlayStation will put their games on PC, Xbox will put their games on PC. They're all on PC, but never Nintendo. Nintendo just plays their own game. It's like they're completely separate in a different dimension from all these other consoles, just doing their own thing. They don't care about graphics, they don't care about any sort of power whatsoever. They don't care about what games go on their console. With Nintendo, it's all about the Nintendo games. You don't really think about third-party games when it comes to Nintendo because all the fans are saying, give us Mario, give us Zelda, give us Metroid, give us a Direct. But Nintendo is so successful that they're getting all these third parties, and they never had third parties in the Wii U, but now they have so many third parties that fans are complaining that all they do is things like Indie World Direct that are all about third parties.
That's why I think that like 10 years or so down the road, if Nintendo has another GameCube or has another Wii U and they're done with consoles, they would be super successful as a third party. Taking their franchises and putting them on other consoles. If at one point in time they stop making consoles themselves, they would be super successful.
They'll stop when Xbox or PlayStation stops, and that is not happening, showing how successful the three are. Even though Xbox usually comes third, Nintendo usually comes second, and PlayStation comes first, all three of them are successful enough to always move on to the next generation. And PC is just PC.
Yeah, Xbox is going to have the harder hand this generation because PlayStation has more brand recognition. They're coming off of a very successful console that sold over 100 million units. And just, like, the stuff you see online, on social media, people saying, my girlfriend said I'm going to buy me a PS4, stuff like that. People want to get, or a PS5, excuse me. People are already excited to get a PS5, and, like, the amount of games, like games haven't really been announced yet besides a couple from that one PlayStation conference. People are going to get the PS5 because it's the PS5. But if Xbox comes out with more and more exclusives, they come out with new games, they could get the upper hand. But right now, Xbox is the underdog.
The big problem on Xbox's side right now is that they delayed Halo Infinite.
That was gonna be because people complain about the graphics. I personally did not have a problem with the graphics. I thought it looked sick. I don't care if it doesn't look as good as Halo 5 Guardians. I don't give a shit. I'm there for the gameplay because a good game needs gameplay, not graphics. But they are delaying it until I believe January or February. I believe they said the first quarter. I think it's going to be January or February because they need it to be January or February. But now that they're delaying it, I think it's going to look even better. I think it's going to look like it is an Xbox Series X game. I'm very excited for that because I've never really played a Halo game. Like, the only one I've played is Halo Reach. And that was like, I would go on and off. I'd play it for a week, then I wouldn't play it for a week, then I'd play it for a week. So I'm excited for this game, even though I'm not really a big Halo fan. The gameplay looks good. I want to play it.
As a Nintendo fan, I've had no real idea of what good graphics are or not. So seeing Halo Infinite on that live stream, even though people complained about it, it blew my mind. And what I'm going to do regarding Halo is I'm going to play them all in the order that they came out. So I'm going to play Halo Infinite last. So by the time I get to it, it will definitely come out.
Yeah. Another thing with Nintendo is I think they're going in a different direction. I think they're done with Nintendo Directs, like general Nintendo Directs. I think that they're
As long as they continue to call presentations Directs, then I think that we'll eventually get a normal one. It's only been a year as of today, an entire year since the last one.
I honestly think they're trying to be done with those because they've had all these mini directs. It's either they have all these mini directs or they don't have any games to announce yet. They don't have games right now.
I think they do have games. They've had their E3 roster for a long time, I can tell. They're just thinking of the perfect opportunity to show them probably the next time when E3 season rolls around, maybe 2021, if I had to guess.
Like, imagine if E3 happened. What would they reveal?
They'd have Breath of the Wild 2. They'd have Metroid Prime 4. They definitely have the new big Mario game people talk about for years. They'd have the Switch Pro for sure. Every single year, every month, there's always a new rumor that they're working on a Switch Pro. It's going to happen eventually, but they just don't stop trying.
The Switch Pro is going to be the next Nintendo console, as in the next console generation. They're going to go like from the Wii to the Wii U. That's what they're going to do because the Switch is so successful. And unlike the Wii U, the Switch is a handheld and a console, so it's not as if it has the same baggage as the Wii U if they did another Switch. I think it would be more successful than the Wii U. However, I don't think it would be as successful as the Switch. And the Switch is very successful. It has outsold the Xbox One, which has been on the market for what now, 7, 8 years? The Switch has only been out on the market for 3. The Switch is going to sell. It's going to sell over 100 million units. Let's be real here. But I think what I was originally saying was that I don't think that there's going to be another big Mario game. I think the next big Mario game is going to be on the next Nintendo console. I think that the big games that they still have are Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever it's going to be called, and whatever other miscellaneous games they have. But the big ones that are yet to have a release date or yet to really have a full trailer are Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4. But another problem with Nintendo is their shit gets leaked so much. Like, when there are rumors about the Nintendo Switch Mini, or as it's called now, the Nintendo Switch Lite, someone actually leaked the console. Like, they leaked what it looked like. They had pictures of what it looked like months and months and months before it was even announced. And there were just so many leaks at the time that people really brushed it off to the side. But I saw that leak, and I remember that leak. And they were right. That's exactly what the console looked like. That's exactly what it was. And another thing is Super Mario 35th. It was leaked because they found that Twitter profile. It was leaked. And we knew that there was going to be something for Mario's 35th that involved the 3D Mario games, and that came out. Another thing is also now is that there are fake leaks, such as that F-Zero game that was supposedly going to come out, that Twitter handle at F0JP or whatever, and it turned out to be a phony, someone that joined in March, who probably just changed the Twitter name, changed the @ and privated it, then posted a not so safe for work post on their page, and that's what everyone found out. Oh no, this is a fake. So Nintendo's problem right now is that their shit gets leaked so much that there are just so many fake leaks now. Like they need to find out how their shit's getting leaked and stop it.
And it normally happens with like people who say they're insiders. Like my source at Nintendo says this. I know a guy who works at Nintendo and he says this is going to happen. And typically the place where fake and real leaks are is 4chan, especially regarding Super Smash Brothers. It seems like there's a new leak every day. The community with Smash Brothers is like a
Oh
jungle.
my god. So many Smash characters have been leaked. Like Terry, he was leaked like a month before he was announced.
He was leaked on the Nintendo website.
On the Nintendo website. It was because it was the SMK trademark, and people like, oh, who's the best? Who would be the most likely to get in? Oh, Terry. So people knew that Terry was coming. I remember in around November of 2018 or 19, I don't remember, there was the Grinch leak that supposedly had all these different characters getting in, like Banjo-Kazooie, Shadow the Hedgehog, Waluigi.
Waluigi was not in the Grinch.
Oh, no, not Waluigi. Banjo-Kazooie, Shadow the Hedgehog. Who else was in there?
Gino, Mock Rider, Chorus Kids, Isaac,
Yeah.
and Ken.
And then people were telling me about this, and I knew something was up. Like, Nintendo would not add all of these characters at the same time. You know, it takes a lot of time to create a character. So I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this could be real, because that many characters at the same time is impossible. And then the Smash Direct rolled around, and it turns out that Ken was in the Direct, and then people thought, oh shit, this must be real because Ken was on the Grinch leak. But then Incineroar came out, and everyone was like, wait a minute, no Grinch leak? So that turned out to be...
And Piranha Plant was revealed in the same
Piranha-
presentation,
exactly,
as if to slap the viewers in the face.
Mm-hmm. So
And
there's just...
we ended up getting Banjo, though.
Yeah, Banjo came out like around 6 months later. We got Banjo, but Banjo was never really leaked. He wasn't leaked. The hero wasn't leaked. Joker was leaked. People found out that Joker could be getting in. That wasn't... It was a surprise to some, but I believe a day before Joker got leaked. But Nintendo just has a problem with their games and their DLC getting leaked.
And their controllers, and their online, but people like to ignore those as well.
I don't have that big of a problem with Nintendo Switch Online, but there are a few problems. I believe that, unlike with Xbox and PlayStation, which Xbox gives you games with gold, PlayStation, I believe, PS Now is a subscription service, but I believe they have a similar thing with games with gold where they give you 3 free games every month.
They're normally not good, but they used to be.
They have a pristine online service. Nintendo, instead of giving people Virtual Console, which is what they wanted to play all their NES, SNES, Nintendo 64, maybe even GameCube games, because the Switch could run those. Instead, they gave us, take a bunch of these crappy NES games, take a bunch of these crappy SNES games. Oh, and Nintendo 64 and GameCube games, those Mario games that you want to play, you need to pay $60 for those in the new Super Mario 35th Anniversary bundle. And Nintendo's online isn't the best. It's not the best at all.
The reason why the 35th Anniversary Collection is limited, I'm calling this right now, is because they're gonna add Nintendo 64 online, and they're gonna put Super Mario 64 on it as the first game there, and they're gonna act like they never put it in anything beforehand.
I I don't think Nintendo 64 online is coming. I
I
just don't
doubt they'll
think.
leave it at NES and SNES after the Wii U and Wii when they had Sega Genesis, Arcade, Neo Geo, TurboGrafx 16. Every non Xbox and PlayStation console that can be thought of, besides most of Sega's. Even on
Another
3DS, they had Sega consoles.
Yeah. Another thing as well is their controllers. The Joy-Con controllers are way too pricey for how flimsy they are. I've had to buy like 2 or 3 extra Joy-Con controllers because they've either broken or they've drifted. And this isn't just Nintendo. I've had the same Xbox controller for a while, and that thing has mad drift on it. Like, I need to get a new one, or I know the Series X uses the same controller, so I guess that'll fix that, but I want to get a new controller. But with the Switch, their controllers are way overpriced for how flimsy they are.
I had to submit my Joy-Con into Nintendo for 3 weeks. They fixed it temporarily, but it's back.
And
Everybody
it
has
took
that
them.
problem with Joy-Con
It took
drift.
them.
And the Pro Controller also has drift sometimes. Not to mention the D-pad on the Pro Controller is also not good. I can't play Tetris on the TV. I can only play it in handheld mode.
And I don't think I have put my Nintendo Switch in my TV for over a year. I don't use my Switch on my TV. I 99% of the time I use it handheld, which sucks because the Joy-Cons can suck. I like the handheld. I like using it, but I don't like it when my Joy-Cons fall off or they get drift. It's annoying. And it's not just Nintendo. I know Xbox has drift, PlayStation probably has drift too, but the Nintendo Joy-Cons are like $60, $80 and like $40 for one of them. It's ridiculous.
For what? HD Rumble?
I turned HD Rumble off. It was annoying.
Rumble can just get in the way of certain games.
Oh, I know you've never played Xbox, but Rumble on Xbox is like, I love Rumble on Xbox. It's so good. I think
It
you'll.
must feel a lot more natural.
It
Because
does.
Xbox controllers are the definitive controllers.
That's a controversial statement, but I kind of agree with you. But the Rumble on the Switch, I'm like, how do I turn this off? This is annoying. But like with Rumble on probably PlayStation 2, but I know for a fact Xbox, I enjoy it. It helps engage you. They play it at the right time. It helps engage the player. I enjoy Rumble on the Xbox. I don't enjoy the HD Rumble on the Switch.
Nintendo's controllers always have to have some sort of gimmick when they release them. Ever since the Nintendo 64, there's always been something that keeps their controllers from being perfect. NES and SNES were some of the greatest controllers ever.
For their
Then starting
time.
with Nintendo 64, they had a controller where you need 3 hands to use it properly. GameCube controller was perfect. Wii gives you an entire remote that you have to hold sideways if you want to use it normally. Wii U has a required gamepad that hooks up to the TV, but when you walk a few steps away from the TV, it says there's a connection error.
Yeah, the Wii U
Switch
gamepad
with
is
handheld
absolute
mode,
dog shit. I agree.
and with Switch and handheld mode, you have to use the Joy-Cons, and you can use them in a number of different ways, but that's not going to help you if they drift.
Another thing I am concerned about is Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch because there is no way in hell I am using the Joy-Cons like Wii remotes. So hopefully there is a handheld option where you can just hit like the triggers to spin. That would be a godsend. What are your predictions?
That's what I'm hoping happens.
Yeah, exactly. What are your predictions for Nintendo in the next year or so, or for the remainder of the console generation?
Odyssey 2 is going to happen. Like late in the lifespan, it's going to happen.
What's gonna happen?
Odyssey 2.
Odyssey 2?
Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out. People are going to praise it. I'm not going to buy it. Metroid Prime 4 won't be called Metroid Prime 4 forever. It's going to have a subtitle.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Um, there will be a new fully fledged Donkey Kong Country game. Maybe Mario Kart 9, but I doubt it because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best selling game on the console. And Gino will be in Smash.
Yeah, my friend Mr. Pizza here is a big Geno fan. If there was one person, and I know this is gonna piss off a lot of people, if there's one person that I would add into Smash, it would be my boy, my man, Waluigi. I want Waluigi, and
If
it
you
can
couldn't
now.
already-
It can happen now because assist trophies can be in Smash, so it can happen.
Like anything goes, especially spirits, which Gino is. And if you couldn't already tell if I was a Gino fan, I'm literally represented by Gino's hat and like figure on this channel.
Mm-hmm. And another thing is that Smash players like to make their stupid imaginary rules that don't exist. Like, oh, the characters can only be Nintendo. Well, guess what? Snake and Sonic are now in Smash. Oh, they have to be PG friendly. Oh, well, Snake and Bayonetta are in Smash. Oh, they can't have guns. Well, Joker's in Smash now. Oh, assist trophies and spirits can't be in Smash. Well, Min Min's.
Look at Min Min.
Anything goes now.
I hope one character I really hope gets in is Minecraft Steve, because Minecraft is the biggest game series that isn't in Smash yet.
I want an Xbox representative. I know Banjo's in there, but he hasn't had a real game since Banjo 2. We don't count that 360 game. But an Xbox representative like Master Chief or a Minecraft Steve, I think would go a long way. I think that would be a great idea.
Minecraft Steve is pretty much inevitable at this point. Master Chief, I don't know, because he's the Xbox mascot. He's never had a single game on Nintendo. But Minecraft Steve, like Minecraft, Xbox, and Nintendo, they've been very
Banjo Kazooie doesn't have. Yeah, another rule. They have to have a game on Nintendo. They have to have a game on the Nintendo console to be in Smash. Banjo Kazooie and Joker proved that wrong because Banjo doesn't have a game.
Joker.
Joker does have a game. My bad. I was thinking.
The rule is that
Banjo doesn't have a game.
It's not that they have to be on Nintendo Switch to be in Smash, because Wii Fit Trainer's still there, and she's not on the Switch.
Well,
it's just that they had to be on a Nintendo console in the past, and Cloud was in an obscure 3DS game beforehand, but nobody ever talks about that. They act like he's never been on Nintendo up until now. And on Joker's side, there is a new Persona 5 spin-off coming to Nintendo Switch that warrants him being there. And with Banjo used to be a Nintendo exclusive for a really long time, so it only makes sense that he's in Smash, because he was one of the Nintendo 64's main mascots alongside Mario.
That's actually a good point. Another thing that I just thought of that I think would be an interesting topic is how does the Super Smash Bros. Competitive scene recover after those allegations that came out around a month or so ago? How do you think they'll recover?
I think they've already weeded out all the bad people. It's going to be better eventually. Some people are still doing good, but they're just healing.
Well, they haven't weeded everyone out because you know how long it took for Zero to be outed? It took him 3 Twitlongers to finally admit it, and people still believed him until he put out that final Twitlonger that said, "Yeah, I did these things. I'm gonna be stepping back."
But he got outed at the same time as like all the other people did. It was just in a span of like a month when everyone got wiped out at once.
Mm-hmm.
Because starting with Nairo, there was that series of Twitlongers that got everybody out and like exposed what the Smash community had been like this whole time, and we had never known it.
And there are a lot of fake allegations too, such as Mewtwo King, where Mewtwo King had to bring up in a video the fact that it was physically impossible for him to do the thing that someone accused him of doing because he had a botched circumcision. So he couldn't have done it. So there's so many fake allegations as well, but I think that they need to impose new rules. I've never been. I don't do competitive Smash. I just read up on the news once in a while. I've never been to a tournament. I've never been to any of that. But I do know that there are open bars where like beer or alcoholic beverages can just be placed out, and like someone could easily put something in the drink. I think that an adult should be with a minor at all times, a parent or guardian, and I think that there should be a bartender.
And this is all for a kid's video game.
Exactly, exactly. But
That's the worst part.
Nintendo really, they had so many people now that have played their games from previous generations that stick around because they enjoy their games, and a lot of people enjoy Smash Brothers that aren't kids or aren't our age, who enjoy it and like to go to these tournaments, and that's totally fine. But there should be a policy wherein a parent or guardian has to be with a minor at all times.
Some of the policies have gotten so bad that Nintendo has refused to acknowledge the competitive side of Smash Bros. For years. And Sakurai has said Super Smash Bros. Is meant to be a party fighting game, not a competitive fighting game. And I'm guessing that's just because of how extreme the Smash Bros. Competitive scene is.
I could not agree more. I think that Sakurai has distanced himself because of how serious people take this stuff. And I know he's been to tournaments, he's been to events, but he doesn't really like to comment a lot. And the only time Nintendo has really commented is when all the sexual assault allegations have come out, and they said, "We condemn all this," blah 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 blah. You know.
What is your favorite Super Smash Bros. Game besides Ultimate?
Brawl.
Brawl without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Brawl did so much to spice it up the series.
110% nostalgia. That is so much nostalgia. I will completely admit that. But I love Brawl. I love the story mode. It's not perfect. It's a grinding slogfest, but I still love it. Competitive wise,
it has the best single player mode in the series.
Mm-hmm. But competitive wise, it is the worst out of all the Smash games. However, a close second would be Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. That was a really good competitive game, and I have so many fond memories of playing them with my friends, including you. I played it with you so many times, just as now in Ultimate, I've played Smash with you so many times. We haven't really touched Smash. We haven't played in a while, but I just have so many memories of me and you playing Smash Brothers on Wii U and Ultimate. But Brawl,
in Ultimate especially, I have more than 2,000 wins against you.
Yep, because we play a lot. How many hours do you have on Ultimate?
More than 910. I'm almost at 1,000.
Wow. That's a lot. But Brawl will always hold a special place in my heart because it's the first Smash game I ever played.
My first Smash was Smash for 3DS. I played Brawl afterward, then Wii U, then Melee, then Ultimate. I played Smash 64 on an emulator once, and I actually played it for real one time when you brought your Nintendo 64 to my house.
Yeah, I brought my Nintendo 64 over to my friend Mr. Pizza's house, and we played, and it was actually pretty fun. It was a lot more fun than I expected it to be.
It's a lot different from other Smash games because of how simple it is and how much drastically stronger some characters are than others.
Especially Melee and Brawl. Melee and Brawl have a balancing problem.
Well, they were never able to patch the game.
Exactly.
So those problems, the problems that were there on release day are the problems that are there today.
Yeah, with Wii U, they tried so hard to patch Bayonetta over and over and over and over and over again, but to this day, on Wii U, she's still pretty powerful. But now in Ultimate, she's like C tier.
She got nerfed. And they're trying to buff her again. She can still do crazy things, but nothing like what she could do in Smash 4.
Mm-hmm.
Smash is the one Nintendo series that I'll always put my faith in. No matter how bad a character is, as long as they're fun to play, I still enjoy it.
Agreed.
They can't ruin Smash, especially not with how perfect of a game Ultimate is. Besides the online,
I think Ultimate is going to be the peak of the Smash franchise because like Sakurai said, they're never going to be able to do anything like this again, where they have
After that, I think they'll just make Ultimate Deluxe and make an even bigger roster.
Yeah, they'll either do that or they'll try something more inventive with Smash, and just have like maybe half the roster, the roster now, and just add more new characters.
I would like to see Super Smash Kart.
I would like to see Super Smash Brothers as a 3D fighting game. I think that would be cool as hell.
Like an arena fighter?
Something like that. Yeah, well, like where like the perspective isn't just 2D; it's a 3D fighting game. I think that would be sick.
So is it a game like Street Fighter or Tekken?
No,
Like with health bars?
No, where like it's 3D, where you can move in more than two directions.
So that's an arena fighter.
I guess, sure.
I've seen it done before, but arena fighters are much more complex than like regular 2D Smash Brothers, and that's what makes it so simple. That's what caused it to be the best-selling fighting game ever.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what happens to Nintendo in the future, Super Smash Bros. Will be unchanged as probably their greatest franchise.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been a straight-up bad Smash game.
Yeah, I agree. What subject would you like to close this off with?
No matter what may happen in the future of video games, Nintendo's still Nintendo to me. PlayStation's still PlayStation to me. Xbox is still Xbox to me. They're still all three great companies, and whatever they do in the future, I know that they're going to do some cool things, they're going to do some bad things, but they'll always be those same three companies I knew back then and the same three companies I'll know now. And going into Xbox from Nintendo is going to open another whole chapter of my game history, and I'm very excited to see that.
That was actually pretty good. For me, Nintendo will always hold a dear place in my heart, and I will always love playing games on Xbox. So, with that said, this is the first episode of The Fellas. Definitely going to do more of these because me and my friend here, we have the time. Like, we got nothing going on. We have a global pandemic. We're not doing anything, you know? So, there will be more of these. With my voice, I know it probably sounds weird and glitchy and shit like that, but I'm going to try to fix that. My headphones were just being weird, but we wanted to record anyways. We wanted to fucking do this, so we're like, fuck it, let's do it. So we did, and we're here. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen in. Do you have anything to say?
Thanks for listening to The Fellas. It was a good run. Talked a lot about video games.
Yep. And as I say on my channel, we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.